Hey guys, so this video is going to be a very brief video on how to dummy code. Now you dummy code anytime you want to analyze experimental or categorical IVs predicting a DV or a outcome variable using regression. So, in the same way that you can use a t-test to see if one variable with two groups predicts a DV, you can use simple linear regression. But in order to do it using simple linear regression, so in order to analyze categorical predictors predicting continuous outcome variables, you have to do some kind of coding. And there's multiple kinds of coding, contrast coding, effects coding, but the one that's used, one of the more commonly used, is called dummy coding. So what I'm going to show you here is some data, and I'm going to show you how to dummy code that data. So here we go. We've got our data here, and you can see it says condition up here, and then you got 1, 2, 1, 2. In this particular example, those who are labeled as 1 saw a condition in which they were asked to write about something that about a topic they were highly ambivalent about, and those who have a 2 next to their those who were in the second condition were asked to write about something that they were not ambivalent about, so something that they were certain about and they had a clear attitude towards. So to dummy code, you have to pick one of the two variables or one of the two conditions to be 0, all right, and then the other will be 1. So this gets more complicated if you have 3 or more conditions in your variable, but I'm only going to show you the most basic, which is a 1 variable, the condition variable with 2 conditions. So we need to pick one of those to be either the condition in which they wrote about something that made them feel ambivalent, or the condition in which they wrote about something that made them feel unambivalent to be 0. So I'm going to choose the condition in which they wrote about something that made them feel unambivalent as 0. That means if they got a 2, they need to, in my dummy-coded version of my condition, I need to give them a 0. And if they got the ambivalence condition, so they have a 1 over here, then I need to code them as having a 1 in my dummy-coded variable. So there are several tools that you can use for data analysis. The 2 tools that I use for basically everything are Excel and SPSS. So here we are, we're in Excel, and so we're going to use a simple formula to convert our conditions into a dummy-coded variable. So first I'm going to give it a new name. So condition dummy. This just tells me that it's the variable condition, but it's dummy-coded. You could use condition DC, whatever you want. So whatever makes you remember that, hey, this is a dummy-coded variable. Then I'm just going to use a simple if-then statement. So equals if A2 is equal to 1. Remember, that means in the current condition variable, 1 means that they got the ambivalence condition, and I want those who had the ambivalence condition to be equal to 1 in my dummy-coded variable. So if A2 is equal to 1, then 1. However, if it's not equal to 1, well, there's only one other number that it could be equal to, and that's 2. So if it's not equal to 1, then it's equal to 2. And if it doesn't equal 1, I need to figure out some value that Excel will assign to it. Well, I want it to assign a value of 0. So if you see right here, as I move to different, okay, let me redo that, equals if, you can see right now it's asking for the logical test. So if A2 equals 1, that's my logical test. I'm going to use a comma to move to the second piece. You see how this part became highlighted? Well, if there's a 1 in cell A2, which there is, then I want Excel to return a 1, because in my dummy-coded variable, I want those who receive the ambivalence condition to be coded as 1. And then I press another comma to get to the third piece. You see how the value of false has been becomes bolded here. This is in the place where I tell Excel what to return to that cell if A2 doesn't equal 1. Now it does in this particular instance, but when I copy this down, it's going to come across cells like A3 and A4 where there's a 2 there instead of a 1. So this is going to tell the formula what to return if there's a 2 there. So again, the 2 means they got the unambivalent condition, and I want those who got the unambivalent condition to be coded as 0. So I'll put a 0 in, close parentheses, press enter, and voila. Now all I have to do then is click on that first formula. You see how my cursor's across, and it changes when I hover over this little square right there. Once I see that, I know that all I have to do is click and hold and pull down all the way at the bottom of my data, and it'll copy the formula all the way down. So you can see up here, so if I click on the cell, you can see up here it's referencing A2, right? Well, if I go down one, now it's referencing A3, A4, A5, A6, etc., 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 all the way down. All right, and here is my new dummy-coded condition. So whereas in the original, the ambivalent condition was equal to 1, and the unambivalent condition was equal to 2. Now, in the dummy-coded, ambivalent condition is equal to 1, and the unambivalent condition is equal to 0. All right. So it's just a slight rearrangement of the values, but now I can use regression to analyze the data with this categorical predictor. And if I were to run a t-test with the 1s and 2s, or a simple linear regression with those 0s and 1s, they're going to give me the exact same answer. All right. Now, obviously, there's no other data in this Excel sheet, so I would need a DV in here to actually run it. But this video was solely for how to dummy code. And again, dummy coding a categorical variable involves assigning the value of 0 to one of your conditions and 1 to the other. And again, like I said earlier, it gets more complicated if you have more than 2 conditions. All right, guys, that is it for this video on how to dummy code. As always, if you have questions, please send them my way. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later.